In the Colonist missions, you help Ariel, a genius who wrote her first scientific paper at 11, protect the colonists from her home planet. If you're wondering why she's the person who gives you these missions, it's because her father is the colony's chairman. Yet another thing Blizzard didn't explain in Wings of Liberty. Colonist Mission 1, the evacuation. Mengsk has pulled back the Dominion fleets from the fringe worlds in order to protect the core worlds. While this is morally questionable, from a military perspective it's a good strategy, because by concentrating all the Dominion armies in a smaller area, it will make it easier to defend the more important planets. Though Mengsk's decision to abandon the colonists that support him does seem at odds with his decision to help the colony on Antigua Prime in Starcraft 1.
Listen, I know Duke's a cold-hearted bastard, but an entire colony shouldn't have to suffer for that.
Unsure if Blizzard is trying to make Mengsk look evil or whether they just didn't explain his motives. Since Agria has been overrun by the Zerg, Ariel is willing to pay Raynor to help evacuate the colonists. Despite waiting for 12 hours for someone to help them evacuate and the danger of remaining on this planet, all the colonists don't leave in one group, so you have to protect several groups from Zerg attacks. Since they're in danger of being attacked by the Zerg, you'd think that they'd be willing to walk to the starport as soon as you cleared a path, rather than wait for the shuttle to take them to the starport. Even stranger is that after they leave the shuttle, they walk to the ship, then load the shuttle onto the ship. One thing that annoyed me about this mission was that even if you destroyed all the Zerg bases on the map, you didn't automatically win because extra Zerg were scripted to appear using Nidus worms. It's like Blizzard is saying that you have to complete the level their way. After completing this mission, Ariel joins you on the Hyperion and never complains when you don't do any of her missions, which is odd because in the mission descriptions, she's always worried about the colonists. Overall, this was a good mission as it showed the problems that can be caused for ordinary people when the Zerg attack, while the broadcast also raised interesting questions about refugees. Had Blizzard focused more on these issues, rather than Raynor, Wings of Liberty would have been much more interesting. Colonist Mission 2. Outbreak. As the refugees on Meinhoff have all been living in close proximity, the Zerg virus has spread to large numbers of colonists, much like diseases spread in real life in similar conditions. Consequently, Raynor has decided to burn all the buildings and slaughter all the infested Terrans to contain the infestation, something Ariel doesn't object to, even though many refugees will be killed. The only odd thing about this mission is after Ariel and Raynor learn that the Meinhoff sun can fry infested Terrans, they don't try to create a weapon that can replicate this effect, even though this weapon would be very useful when fighting against infested Terrans on other planets. Overall, the premise for this mission was good, as it's about killing those who can't be saved to protect those who can. While I was fine with Raynor stating that everything needed to be burned, I was surprised that Ariel so readily agreed to it when she's meant to care about the colonists. Even if she accepts that slaughtering the infested Terrans and burning their buildings is the best way to prevent more people becoming infested, she shouldn't be encouraging Raynor to slaughter the refugees she's meant to be worried about. Colonist Mission 3. Safe Haven. In Safe Haven, you're introduced to the first of two missions with choices that don't make any sense. Raynor is told by Solaris that the Protoss have detected a Zerg infestation on Haven and are planning to purge the whole planet. Ariel objects to this, even though during the previous mission on Meinhoff she was praising Raynor for massacring everyone who'd been infested and burning all their buildings. You then have to choose whether to fight the Protoss or purge the planet yourself. The correct choice is obviously to purge the planet yourself because you can A. Purge it as slowly as possible so that Ariel will have the maximum amount of time to research a cure. B. You can separate the infested Terrans from the non-infested ones, so even if you can't cure the infested Terrans, the uninfested ones won't be killed. Attacking the Protoss is always the wrong thing to do because it won't solve the Zerg infestation problem, and you can prevent the Protoss from attacking the colonists by simply promising to deal with the problem yourself. Unless you specifically want to kill the Protoss, you never have any reason to side against them. Haven's Fall. In this mission, you side with the Protoss and decide to remove the Zerg on Haven rather than hope that someone will make a cure for infested Terrans, mainly because the main threat to the people on Haven are the Zerg, not the infested Terrans. Oddly, Raynor seems to object to purging this planet despite calling for a purge in the previous mission. I suspect this inconsistency occurred because Blizzard is incapable of writing a plot that spans two missions. You then build up an army, attack the Zerg, and try to prevent more colonies becoming infested. If you fail, everyone becomes infested. If you succeed, all the people are fine. So Raynor's actions are protecting the colonists from the Zerg and infested Terrans. Nevertheless, Ariel is upset that you're killing the infested Terrans, even though she was praising you for this in the previous mission. After this mission ends, Raynor goes by himself to meet with Ariel, rather than send in his soldiers. You then find that she's infested by the Zerg virus, and is now 99.3% Zerg. Fortunately, because Raynor is the hero, neither he, nor any of his crew are in danger of being infested by the Zerg virus, because that would affect other missions. Ariel then appears and asks if you enjoyed killing her children, and Raynor replies that because she's infested, she's already dead. Odd that he doesn't feel the same way about Kerrigan, and later on in Wings of Liberty tries to save Kerrigan, who has killed far more people than Ariel. For some odd reason, if you watch the news broadcast, it says that refugees can't find a safe planet, even though you just made Haven safe by killing all the Zerg on it. Even if you killed all the Terrans, Haven would still be a safe planet because it's free from Zerg. Safe Haven. If for whatever reason you side with Ariel, your plan is to evacuate all the colonists to one area, even though on Meinhoff putting infested and non-infested Terrans together just resulted in everyone becoming infested. But I guess as Blizzard decided that Ariel could create a cure, there was no need to prevent more people becoming infested. To win this mission you have to destroy the 3 Protoss Nexi on Haven, then destroy the Purifier. Afterwards, Solaris praises you for killing a large number of Protoss, destroying several of their warships, including a mothership, and defeating her in combat because Blizzard wants all the characters to shamelessly praise Raynor. Even though no one took care of the Zerg infestation, for some reason all the colonists aren't slaughtered by the Zerg. How convenient. Even more conveniently, Ariel is somehow able to cure the Zerg virus using the small lab on the Hyperion, so you don't need to purge them. Even though in Haven's fall the problem was shown to be actual Zerg on Haven rather than infested Terrans, so this cure won't fix the problem. It seems that the whole universe remade itself so that Raynor's choice was automatically the right one. Strangely, even though there's a cure for the Zerg virus, Raynor doesn't ask for any of this cure or the research, despite wanting to cure Kerrigan. Even when he goes to Char to fight Kerrigan, he doesn't bring any of this cure with him. Like many things in Wings of Liberty, it's brought up in a specific mission, but never mentioned again. Conclusion. While the premise of these missions, refugees fleeing from the Zerg, was good, I felt that Ariel's character was inconsistent. On Agria she was worried about the colonists, on Meinhoff she praised you for slaughtering the infested, and on Haven she was upset that you were killing the infested. She should have been more upset about the whole-scale slaughter on Meinhoff, while being more supportive of the purging on Haven to prevent another Meinhoff occurring. I felt that the plot in the first 2 missions was good, but the choice regarding the final mission was bad because you had to choose between a choice that was logical and one that was not. I also feel that the plot would have been better if you had 4 playable missions that expanded on what life was like for people living on planets that were attacked by the Zerg, rather than 2 playable missions and the ability to choose the ending.